All right, so AP test day tomorrow for English language. We're going to go through all the steps you need to make sure that you are ready to access and take the test. First, we're going to talk about Google Chrome. Then we're talking about converting your picture settings. If you're doing a handwritten one, you're planning on taking a picture and uploading it. Then we're going to talk about what the submission process looks like, and then talk about everything you need to know beforehand so you can make sure you're 100% prepared, and then talk a little bit about what an open note test means. So the goal is just to make sure that you're able to take and submit the test successfully, which I have no doubt we can 100% do and do extremely well, along with, of course, analyzing at a high level and writing great essays. So very much excited to see how it goes. Okay, so Google Chrome. A couple people had trouble logging into Safari with a couple of the other AP tests, and so highly recommended that you have Google Chrome and you use that to access the test. Also want to make sure that you are using the most updated version of Google Chrome. If you don't have the most updated version, make sure you download it just in case. All right, so if you're handwriting, this one is for you. You need to make sure you take the time to look through the slide here. You're going to be converting from HEIC, which means that you have to go into your settings on your iPhone if that's what you have, click on camera, click on formats, camera capture, and then go to most compatible, which is JPEG. And so you want to make sure you upload a JPEG, not the standard HEIC setting on the iPhone. Now, with that said, the submission process, remember, you're going to have 45 minutes to take the exam and 5 minutes to upload or copy and paste it. So make sure that once your 5 minutes starts to upload, you're not necessarily going to the last second. You want to make sure, of course, to check it over one more time, but the downside to missing the timer is great, and we want to make sure that you're submitting with enough time. And so particularly if you're handwriting and you're uploading a picture, I've heard that it takes a lot longer to upload the pictures. So make sure you're giving yourself an adequate amount of time. If you fail to submit though, the College Board is rolling out a new feature from this point going forward with the AP tests that you might have a backup opportunity to actually send your essay to a backup email address if you don't send it on time. So if you're unable to upload for any reason, technical glitch, whatever, you need to make sure that you take that first opportunity and let them know that you're having internet troubles, and they should give you an email from what they're telling us that you can actually send your essay to. And as long as you send it within those couple minutes, when the test is over, you should be able to take it. Of course, they're worried that somebody would just continue working on it and say, oh, I didn't get it, and then send it to the email. So make sure even if you're able to send it to the email, you're doing so in a timely fashion. But you don't want to depend on this because this is a new system. We don't know exactly how it's going to work in terms of all the bugs and everything. So make sure you are doing your best to upload it in time. Okay, now before you actually start the test, remember, you are able to create anything you want to beforehand. You're allowed to create an essay outline. You're allowed to look over your list of common rhetorical devices. You can have, and you should have, your Google Doc already set up. You should have your line paper already set up. That means AP ID in the upper left-hand corner, your initials in the upper left-hand corner, and then making sure you have that on each one of the pages. If you're handwriting it, you need a 1, 2, 3, etc. on each new page, and make sure that you have all that set up beforehand so you don't waste time during the test setting that up. And last but not least, you can actually use Google. However, a little bit of advice, you don't want to overly depend on Google, and I'll tell you why. OpenNote is allowed, and you should take advantage of it. Let's say there's a concept in the prompt that you have no idea what it is. It'll be good to look up that concept and quickly read it over, but you can't take too much time. The danger with using Google is that it's going to take time away from you actually doing what's most important, which is analyzing the passage and writing the essay. And so if you have to look up a word because it's central and integral to the prompt or central and integral to the reading, make sure you do so, but don't stop and look through all of the context and information about whatever that word is. You don't necessarily have time for it. You just need to get the idea of what it is and move forward as quick as you can. Okay, so use it, but don't overuse it, and definitely don't misuse it. All right, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can text me 440-670-6979 or call me. My email address, r.anderson@puckschools.org, and I will be holding a Zoom session tomorrow, Wednesday, May 20th at around 10:30, which is half an hour before the exam actually starts. And so This is not going to be like a review session or anything. It's just to make sure that everyone's able to log in, because 10:30 a.m. is when you should be able to use your e-ticket to access the test and we get into the waiting room and kind of wait until 11 o'clock when it starts. And so if that sounds like it'd be helpful, you can go ahead and click on the link in Google Classroom at 10:30 tomorrow, and I'll see you on Zoom. Otherwise, if you feel good about everything, just make sure you take a deep breath. You're going to do great, okay? Every test always has kind of like an oh crap moment where you're like, oh, I don't know, what is this? What's going on? I don't understand it. Just take a deep breath. Make sure you trust in the skills that you have and that you've built over the course of the year. You've worked so hard over this course of the year, and even with all the things happening in the world, I definitely trust in you, trust in your abilities to figure this out. So even when I look at these tests, I for the first time as I read it through, I don't see everything, but I take a deep breath, I look through it again, and they start to appear. And so trust in yourself, trust in your abilities, you're going to do great. All right, I'll talk to you soon, and good luck.